Today on Play and Display, I'm going to be going over the mistakes that I have made being a new collector in the action figure world. So let's go ahead and let's go over each one. I bought the wrong figure for the right character. And let me explain, because I bought a Shockwave at a Walgreens. It was on sale for 10 bucks, and it was, it looked legit. It looked like G1 inspired, and I was like, okay, for like 10 bucks. And this is me, brand new into the hobby. I even reviewed it on the channel a long time ago. And then when I finally took out the box and reviewed it, it was garbage. But what I learned from that, though, was I need to start buying figures for the right figure for that character. You know, if I want to get an original, it's better to pony up the money than get something you really don't want in the long run. Also, if there is something brand new that is probably even better than original, there's been a few G.I. Joe classifieds, which I really appreciate more than the originals. So getting the classified, yeah, make sure you get the right figure for the right character, pure and simple. Don't cheap out and don't get something you think you might want. All right, now for the second piece of advice I could give you is do not buy duplicates. You do not always need one to rock and one to stock. If you're getting super collectible that's very limited, then go ahead. If you want one to go ahead and play with, if you want one to kind of just put back maybe as an investment, maybe sell a bit later on. Here's my problem with it though. I would buy doubles of characters I really liked. The Macho Man Randy Savage figures, I grew up a huge Macho Man fan, and I would buy doubles of each one. And I was thinking to myself, well, I can make, these will pay for themselves if I buy the one, take it out of the package, keep the other one for Steam, and then sell it later. And it's been several years and it has hardly gone up in value. I've got a Macho Man Randy Savage Ultimates NWO edition, and you know, I bought two of them. They were on sale, and that's another thing too. Just because they're on sale, maybe, if you really, really want a backup one. But for the most part, if you are a collector that likes to take stuff out of the box and use it, just get the one. You'll be fine, unless, like I said, it's super collectible. You really don't need the second one, but to each his own. And now for the third best advice I can give you guys is, do I collect the originals or do I collect the reproductions? Now, it's all based on how much that nostalgia factor hits you. If you want to get the original, let's say He-Man that you had when you were a kid, go ahead and go that route. But for me personally, it's just a better option for me just to get the Origins line. It's very affordable. They have better articulation, and I could pose with them better, and I still get the same enjoyment that I had when I was growing up with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So I know the Team NT Classics is doing this with the old Playmate figures that we had when we were kids. They're not necessarily always going to be the same, how do I say, same quality or same detail that they put into the original figures with the TMT Classics. I did a video on that with Baxter Stockman, but you'll still have fun with it though. I mean, for the price of most of these figures, you're going to get a great value versus having to hunt down the vintage line. But if you grew up with them, if you need that vintage figure, or they do not make a reproduction of that vintage figure, then go ahead, go on eBay, or just try to find those figures in different groups on Facebook or wherever you guys are on, and go ahead and obtain them though. But just be careful though. You do not have to get the whole series, okay? Just because they got new Masters of the Universe figures coming out, like cartoon versions of them, and you don't like the way they look, you do not have to buy them. So go ahead, save your money, and save it towards a character that might be coming out in a future wave, and that'll pay for itself over time. The best advice I will give you though is if you make a big expensive purchase and it just sits in the tote or it sits in a closet, it is not serving your collection at all. If you want to resell it, that's fine, but you have to get some kind of reward for even waiting for the investment to go up. So I personally don't really care for a lot of stuff that's still new in box. If I make a big purchase, I like to have it loose, and I would like to have it complete because I want to get some enjoyment out of that. If I want to sell it down the road, that's perfectly fine. But for the most part, the stuff I am buying for my own personal collection from now on is stuff that needs to be in my collection. You know, not some trend I'm following, not some super like, oh, it's super rare, like, oh, be the first to sign up for it. A lot of HasLab stuff does this to us, so. And I don't want to be a part of that no more. I feel as with my collection, it should represent my interests. And if my interest is sitting in a box and it's not being opened, or it's in a tote in another room and it's not even being looked at, it's got no place in my collection one bit. And that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for sticking around towards the end of the video. I've been a new collector for about 4 years, and it's been a great hobby. The community around us is so awesome. I love being a part of it, though. If you guys want to do me a huge favor, all you guys got to do is just hit the like button, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and if you really want to, go ahead and subscribe. It just means the world to me. I put out new content every single day, so go ahead and stick around and come back for that, though. But until then, guys, display it proud, play it loud.